big up everyone in the place. It's your boy Waffled On, and today we're gonna speak about some real serious issues that is kind of, I wouldn't say spoiling the whole competition, but there needs to be some conversations about this. And as I have a platform, I'm going to speak on it, whether people like it or not. So we're going to talk about something that has no place in football, no place in the world, actually, in society: racism. No one else is going to talk about this. You're not going to find anyone else talking about it because everyone, all the content creators, they're going to enjoy their streams, enjoying the views, enjoying getting paid, whilst ignoring these important subjects. Well done, well done. But you see, people like me, we stand up in it for justice, and we don't just sit here and allow, yeah, injustice to prevail. Now, a lot of you guys ain't gonna watch this today, and I understand it, but that doesn't mean I'm not gonna sit here and do my 10-minute monologue. It doesn't mean that I should sit here and just accept the rubbish that's coming out from people's mouths. So the FIFA World Cup is supposed to be the greatest celebration of football on this entire planet. It's meant to bring nations together, yeah? Different cultures, different languages, as well as different backgrounds, all united under one game. If you see the content creators that we're working with, we've got black, we've got white, we've got, well, it's mostly black, to be honest, but throughout the different competitions, we've had different cultures and all that kind of stuff working with us, alongside us as well. But yet, somehow, on the biggest stage, racism still continues to rear its ugly head. But this week in particular has really annoyed me this week. Sometimes you let things slide, sometimes you don't. But this week I'm not letting it slide. So the football world was rocked by the racist abuse directed at Kylian Mbappe following French victory over Paraguay. So this seems to me that it wasn't just racism aimed at Kylian Mbappe. It was aimed because you're a sore loser, yeah. And the comment didn't come from an anonymous account, by the way, yeah. The person behind it had a profile picture. So the person who abused Mbappe, yeah, Senator Celeste Amarilla. I'll say it again, Celeste Amarilla. Now, Celeste Amarilla is an elected official for the Paraguay government. So she's a senator. So this is someone really that is abusing her powers and that should know better. Should be setting an example and all of that. So let's just look at the things, all the words that this woman, and it's not allegedly, you've seen the quotes, you've seen everything out there. She quoted Mbappe as being a colonized Cameroonian. She used racist and stereotype comparisons historically, you know, to dehumanize black people. She called in things like, you know, a chimpanzee. Now, to some of you, it may be funny. To some of you, it might just be banter. To some of you, you probably may inherently think like this, and I would like to think that people that watch my channel don't watch it based on the color of my skin, but they watch it because they like something, maybe my personality, my character, maybe the way I speak, maybe my football takes, maybe sometimes I lose it a bit. Whichever one it is, whichever thing it is, yeah. These comments have sparked outrage across the football world and be far and far beyond, you know. Mbappe's reaction, I loved it. It was powerful. And he wrote, and I quote, "You are a despicable woman and unworthy of your position. You do not represent Paraguay." And he went further to saying this, through your recklessness and brazen racism, the world has forgotten Paraguay's historic World Cup run and instead focused on hate. Think about that for a second. Think about that. Paraguay had just achieved something incredible on the football pitch. Their players had fought, sacrificed, and represented their nation with pride. But one person's racism overshadowed their achievement. Yeah, their achievements of an entire team. And watching Paraguay, you can see that they have this dogged, defensive, strong mentality. I was raised up on World Cup in '86, so I've seen the teams like Paraguay giving teams, great games. This is what racism does, though. It doesn't elevate anyone. It doesn't protect national pride. It doesn't defend football culture. It destroys it. And this just isn't about Mbappe. We've seen it happen to players for years. We've seen it typically in the Spanish league, in the English Premier League, First Division, going right down to, grassroots. People racially abusing black players on the touchline, racially throwing bananas on the pitch at players. But it doesn't stop there. In today's day and age now, the new banana throwing now is the tweets. That's what it is. And it's always black players. Black players miss penalties. They're blamed for the defeat. Even after victories, it's because we exist. The game says no to racism. The banners are there. The campaigns are there. The social media posts are there. But are you, me, FIFA, and everyone else involved in football doing enough about it? And sorry, I'm not sorry I'm going to say this. There's content creators out there that are just silent, and just, maybe you hate it in your heart, maybe you're angry and you don't like to talk about it and stuff, but you know what? You need to start condemning these things. Yeah, you can't just sit there and just send tweets of stupidness about the World Cup, and then just when something like this happens, then you want to go all quiet. I'm talking about my white pals as well, so-called white pals. Yeah, silent. The silence is deafening coming from you, man. Yeah, but there you're ready to get the banter out. You're ready to. I'm not on that. I'm not on that at all. Yeah. If an elected politician feels comfortable posting racist remarks publicly, yeah, during the biggest sporting event in the world, yeah, there's a serious problem in my eyes. And there was another incident as well, including involving I Show Speed, also this week or last week, you can say, where there was footage of a woman standing there. Obviously, he didn't understand what she was saying, but she was making gestures, racist gestures towards Speed. That went over social media like anything. Loads of people condemn the behavior, you know, discriminatory and unacceptable. Yeah. But regardless of whether these incidents involve footballers, streamers, celebrity, no Audrey fans, yeah, the issue remains the same. Why are people still comfortable dehumanizing others? Why? In 2026, doesn't matter the year, because of the color of their skin. Are we still having these conversations? Football has to be some of the most. Football has some of the most diverse teams in the world. Players from Africa, Asia, Caribbean, Europe, Latin America, backgrounds, all share dressing rooms, all wear the same badge, all fight for the same cause. The World Cup should be proof that diversity is one of football's greatest strengths. But instead, every tournament seems to bring another apology, another statement, yeah, another campaign, and then, yeah, we forget about it. I'm sorry, and we move on to the next one. I don't think this cycle will ever stop. I think it will be continuous. It will continue. Keep your racist selves and your racist opinions to yourself. Yeah. Racism isn't banter. Yeah. It's not funny. I don't find it funny. It's hatred, and it has consequences. Yeah. Young fans are watching the World Cup right now. Children are watching. Future generations are watching. Yeah. If they see politicians, public figures, fans, supporters, or whatever you want to call it, engaging in racism without any consequences, what message does that send to the youth? What message does that send to the youth? And I've told the group I'm not doing no more watch-alongs for Argentina. I don't give a damn. Yeah, because if you're a racist, why am I wasting 2-3 hours of my time to watch to talk about Messi, to talk about Enzo? Yeah, he's another one as well. Yeah, you think I've forgotten about his antics? Call me whatever you want, yeah. Call me a black militant. Call me whatever. Listen, I stand, yeah, against racism, against any form of racism. If that be against a white man, if that be against a black man, if that be against an Asian man, if that be against a Chinese man, yeah, I stand against it, yeah, because I've been racially abused in my life. Yeah, there's no consequences, man. Yeah, these young children, yeah, it's acceptable now, isn't it? It's acceptable, it's normal that people are less deserving of respect because of where they come from or the color of their skin. Absolutely not. One of the beautiful things about football, about diversity, about cultures around the world, about the globe, yeah, is that you get to know each other, you get to know each other's cultures. Listen, everyone knows on my channel, yeah, that I go to Turkey every year. There's no secret that I go to Turkey every single year. And why do I go to Turkey every single year? Not just because of the weather, not just because of the food. It's because of the people as well. The people show me respect. And yes, there's racist people here, there, and everywhere, but I've never experienced it. Not there, I've never experienced it. I'm treated like a brother when I go over there. Treated like an older brother. You know what I'm saying? An uncle. Respect. A child in London can wear an Mbappe shirt. A child in Lagos can support Argentina. A child in Tokyo can idolize Cristiano Ronaldo. Football breaks down these barriers. Racism builds them. the Paraguayan government, man, itself, man. Big up to them because they say they don't represent. They don't. They said that they didn't represent the Paraguayan. They condemned the comments, so respect to them. But this is about principles. This is about saying enough is enough because the World Cup should be remembered for the goals, the saves, the dramatics, even the controversial decisions. The red card by Trump, not for gesturing designs to humiliate people because of their race. Football can be fierce, we know that. Can be tribal, we know that. Rivals, emotions, everything. Man gets angry, man gets wound up. I've been rattled over this football World Cup a few times. Yeah, rattled. But racism, I've never seen this amount of racism in a World Cup and discussions about racism. There was another comment as well by a guy called Indian guy. Yeah, I don't know where this brother come with his nonsense. Yeah, I'm not going to bring it up on the screen, obviously. His name's Amitabh Bachchan, and he said 10 black, 1 white, question mark. And he was referring to the French team. It's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. So what? Question: how do we finally eradicate racism from football? I don't think we do. I don't think we ever will. The only way we can start to make some progress is by talking, by speaking out against it. Call it out when you see it. Don't just sit there and be quiet. Yeah, you don't have to be just a black person to call it out. You can be whatever you need to call it out. Yeah, that's what changes circumstances. That's what makes people, what's going on? Yeah, that's what makes people think, well, maybe I can say something now because I've seen a person that looks the same as me speak out. Are the governing bodies doing enough? They never do. This person in Paraguay, Celeste, should she get, a punishment for this? Because she shouldn't even be speaking up right now. She shouldn't even have a platform to be speaking up right now. Should public figures face bigger consequences? And most important, how do we ensure that the next generation inherits a game that truly belongs to everyone? Because the World Cup is really for the world. That's why it's called the World Cup. Then everyone in that world deserves dignity, respect, and humanity. So there's no exceptions. I've not even read out the comments today because it wasn't one of them streams. But I will be reading the comments. Put a comment down in the comment section if you want. It doesn't really matter. But I had to express this because I don't think anyone else is going to talk on this. And if they do, big up to them as well. But anyway, you are in tune to the Waffle Don, where opinions are strong, where opinions get thrown down. Yeah, I've given you the facts. I've given you the arguments. Yeah, man. Let's just see if we can enjoy the rest of this World Cup. Anyway, peace. Yeah.